What's going on YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood dork Xbox Guy 7725, and in this video I am ranking every single Xbox 360 era Gears of War game. So I'm not including Ultimate Edition for Xbox One or Vista or Windows 10, but I am including Vista, and I am also not including Reloaded. And then also I'm shouting out someone for inspiring me. But in this ranking video, we are ranking them on easiest to hardest, on insane, solo, and also my least favorite to my all-time favorite. In this video, we are ranking the Xbox 360 version of Gears of War, the Vista version, which I assure you can find ways to play today, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3. This is from the Epic Edition or the Limited Edition, and Gears of War Judgment. So, starting off on the easiest, I have Gears of War, the original Xbox 360 version. The truest, hardest part is General ROM. I'm sorry to those of you that have issues with that, but there's ways to help. And then up next is the Vista version. Like I said, the only issue is General ROM. Up next is a controversial pick because I also used arcade mode, which allows you to use mutators or stuff to help you make the game easier or harder for yourself if you feel like it. But it's Gears of War 3. There's two big problems that I had even with arcade mode and the mutators, which were the fight before you get the boat in Act 4, where you have to fight 2 or 3 Centipedes and a bunch of armored Cantuses. And then up next is controversial pick because I think Gears of War 2 is harder than Gears 3 because I had a hard time with this. Every single act that I played through took me over 3 hours. So I thought it was more difficult than 3. If I didn't use arcade mode for Gears 3, I would have thought it was harder than 2. And the hardest one is Gears of War Judgment, at least for me. I had at least 4 hours where it just took me that long to beat General Karn by himself, and then on top of it, the whole fight was 10 minutes. And you have to do all 10 minutes of his fight in a single sitting with no breaks, no checkpoints in between. And then starting from my least favorite is Judgment. Again, General Karn was the hardest part. I freaking hated it. And then the next game above that is Vista, which I swear the Coalition used for the basis for the Ultimate Edition and Reloaded. But that's a topic for another story. Next one above that is Gears of War for the 360. Keep in mind, I do love this game. It is very quotable. I love it so much. Might have been the first game that I played on a 360 with my current account. That before I started playing, and I think the first game I played was Call of Duty 2, but that's a topic for another day. The next game above it are arguably the two most controversial to pick, simply because there's people that could argue both. Next one above Gears of War 1 is Gears of War 2. Although I really do understand why people say it is their favorite. I do understand, but it's below what is arguably my favorite, which is Gears of War 3. I have a lot of nostalgia for 3. And then also that shout out, I have to thank my mom. I have to thank my mom. Back in 2011, Spike TV, before it was called Paramount Network, and it was originally TNN at 1.2, but Spike TV had a midnight release show called Gears Heads, and at the end of this video, I'm showing you a photo of this. Back in 2011, I tried to enter a contest with because they asked for tattoos, collections, costumes, whatever. I had my mom scratched this and inked it on the back of my neck, where my spine and my neck meet up. I had my mom paint this red and a black square around it. But anyway, I have to thank her for doing that. Drawing that for me and etching this out of paper. Yeah. Anyway, this alone inspired me back in 2011 that I wanted to get tattoos. And I've got a Halo one, I've got 2 Vikings themed ones, I even have a Metallica Ninja Star. But anyway, that etching and the tattoo on my back inspired me to love tattoos and want one. So I have to thank you, Mom, if you're watching this. I have to thank you so much for inspiring me to get tattoos. And I didn't get one until 10 years later when I got this when this was my first tattoo. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Peace. Bye. Thanks for watching.